Check. Hello. Check. We are going live in India. I request everybody to please take their seats. We will begin our conference shortly. Panchasakti Tegal, Indonesia. On behalf of the organizers, I extend a warm welcome to the honorable guests, my esteemed colleagues, and all our dear students present here in today's grand international conference. It's been 3 decades since EILM Kolkata has been imparting and nurturing quality education to the students of management in India and abroad. To further its mission for creating global citizens for the global corporate, we have now set up the EILM Kolkata Center for Leadership and Ethics, ECL, which offers specially curated UG, PG courses, management development programs, corporate trainings, international global conferences and seminars in collaboration with the leading universities and industries of the world. As we celebrate our 30th year, this international conference is a happy reminder that we are on the right track. This conference is being organized in association with the leading English daily of India, The Telegraph Online, and AnandBazaar.com are our digital media partners. Sanmarg is our Hindi media partner. Bharat Chamber of Commerce is our industry partner, and Towards Life Foundation is our NGO partner. As wars continue to destroy lives and power-driven motives eclipse the common good, the urgent call, the greatest need of the hour is to revive the flame, to reignite the flame of togetherness. The unity of purpose needs to be reignited, revived for the unity of spirit. Recognizing this urgent need, Professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee, Chairman and Director of EILM Kolkata, envisioned a platform that would celebrate Asia's timeless philosophy of social harmony and collective good. In 2016, he launched the Asian Integration Initiative series of Borderless Asia, emphasizing the strength that comes from collaboration across nations. The 6th chapter of this series, Environment, Technology, Work, Life and Transactions, the Asian Focus for Global Emergence, carries forward this vision and reminds us that when Asian nations rise together, guided by shared values and mutual purpose, we not only strengthen our region, but we also take a vital step towards true global harmony. Today we have the honor of hosting leading scholars, academicians, business leaders, and industry experts from across the globe, Dignitaries from Cambodia, Philippines, Singapore, Uzbekistan, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Taiwan, Thailand, Russia, Mongolia, Poland, Vietnam, and India are going to share their valuable insights with us. I invite on stage Professor Dr. Shurajit Ghosh Dosidar, Professor at ELM Kolkata, to give us a program overview and also deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, dear madam. Namaskar. Respected Professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee, Chairman and Director, ELM Kolkata, India. Mr. Mahesh Chand Giri, he is the Consulate General of India, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Mr. Lê Thang Loi, Director of the Southern Center for Education and Training Development at the Ministry of Education and Training Office, Vietnam. Mr. Nadesh Pachisia, President, Bharat Chamber of Commerce, India. Dr. Majo George, Dean, Faculty of Economics, University of Economics and Finance, Vietnam. Professor Dr. Srikumar Chakraborty, he is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Research and Innovation, Sheikh University and Colleges, Malaysia. Ms. Stella Lau Kawai, Dr. Tafiqullah M. Hum, Professor Dr. Selvaraj Hoyan Pillai, Mr. Manish Tripathi sir, I am just not mentioning the affiliations to save time, and all other esteemed dignitaries who are present at this august gathering. A very, very good morning to all of you and namaskar once again. On behalf of the entire ELM Kolkata fraternity, our supporting organizations, University of Economics and Finance, Vietnam, Segi University and Colleges, Malaysia, Universitas Pankashakti Tegal UPS, Indonesia, our NGO partner, Towards Life Foundation, India, our media partners, The Telegraph, AnandBajar.com, Sunmark, and our industry partner, Bharat Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of all, I take this privilege to welcome you all to this sixth chapter of the Asian Integration Conference Series, titled Environment, Technology, Work, Life and Transactions, the Asian Focus for Global Emergence. It is with great pleasure that we welcome you all to this significant gathering centered in one of the most compelling transformations of our time, Asia's emergence as the driving force of global progress. Through the integration of environmental stewardship, technological innovation, evolving work paradigms, and digitized transactions. The Asian Integration Initiative actually began in 2016, but it was formally initiated in 2018. The purpose was to create homogeneity among Asians, enable reversible cooperation, develop Asians, and promote global humanity. Asia can lead in creating a humanized world by becoming a pathfinder for global community, particularly for those experiencing poverty, illiteracy, and ill health. However, achieving this requires homogeneity, cooperation, and collaboration in Asia. That is why the Asian Integration Forum was visualized and a Borderless Asia was conceptualized. Borderless Asia extends beyond commercial interests to provide giving, gaining, and transformation platforms addressing the aspirations of women and girls, aging populations, and the problem faced by different age groups in Asia. We know that while some regions have a problem of aging population, others have youthful population. This sixth chapter draws from the past Asian Integration Forum initiatives while enabling people to discover new pathways for humanity's future, making the Borderless Asia initiative very, very relevant and crucial. As reflected in the World Development Report 2025, development is ultimately about improving living standards by setting, enforcing, and continuously raising the standards that shape our economy, environment, and society. This core idea is expressed vibrantly across Asia today. If we quote James D. Wolfenson, he is an ex-World Bank president, he focused on a more human-centered approach to development through poverty alleviation. Once identified chiefly as a hub of industrial activity, Asia now leads as a model of sustainable and human-centered growth. We are inspired by the integrated Asian model, one where environmental prudence fuels technological efficiency, digital advancement enhances social inclusions, and ethical governance sustains prosperity. On the environmental front, policies incentivizing solar infrastructure, electric mobility, and sustainable agriculture have created opportunities across sectors. Southeast Asia's leadership in climate finance and green partnerships shows the ecological innovations' role in development. For example, India's renewable capacity reached to 3.6 gigawatts by mid-2025, while the government target net zero emissions by 2070. Technology enables Asia's sustainability and competitiveness in the region, leads in artificial intelligence, blockchain, and Internet of Things, smart factories and robotics, climate adaptation, and food security. Digital ecosystems like the India's other platforms, Singapore Smart Nation, they redefine public administration. Asia's technological growth promotes inclusivity with millions accessing the internet through smartphones. India's India AI mission and semiconductor expansion positions it in a global AI power for Viksit Bharat 2047. Asian firms are integrating playful work design, community innovation, and emotional well-being into HR strategies, reflecting technology adoption and cultural adaptation. This fusion of collectivist values and individual autonomy has global relevance. The growth of gig and knowledge economies in India, Indonesia, Vietnam shows employment restructuring, highlighting the need of digital literacy and social protection. Financial transactions in Asia are undergoing digital transformation through the fintech innovation in mobile payments, digital lending, and blockchain systems. For example, India's unified payments interface ecosystem will grow from 206 billion transactions in this financial year to about 617 billion in the next 5 years. As our professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee affirms in his book, Corporate Leadership, the Vedic Way, that true leadership must transcend the narrow bounds of profit and power, standing instead upon the eternal foundations of dharma, righteous duty, and collective well-being. Guided by this perspective, Asia's growth represents more than economic momentum. It signifies a moral and civilizational awakening rooted in the ancient wisdom and a future-ready vision. Let us also recall the profound words in Sanskrit, Isha vasyam idam sarvayam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena taktena bhunjita ma grida kasya sweet dhanam. It means the entire wealth and resources of this world outside and the world within are endowments of the divine. We need to be non-authoritative but continue with our destined noble work for establishing and maintaining the goodness of earth. This timeless message reminds us of the sustainability, that sustainability is not merely a policy choice, but a sacred responsibility towards balance and harmony. If the life works out to be a divine life at the individual context, when in group, in a cohesive collective context, this life fosters forward a new civilization called divine civilization, which endeavors to maintain the ultimate philosophy of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, meaning let us all be happy and free from sufferings. The unity of the mind creates a world of prosperity and happiness. As the world today looks eastward, Asia's distinctive pathways to growth demonstrate that modernization can coexist with mindfulness and that innovation can arise from compassion. This event invites us to learn from these models and contribute to a shared global renaissance founded on equity, resilience, and wisdom. Once again, on behalf of the entire EILM Kolkata fraternity and our partners, I welcome you all today at this conference, and I wish this conference a huge success. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. The chairman and director of EILM Kolkata, Professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee, has written and composed a song that speaks of a unified Asia. It's a prayer for unity in mind, spirit, and soul, and envisions a society rooted in oneness. I request Sir to please come on stage and lead the chorus in singing the Song of Asia. I also invite Madam Shipra Banerjee, Professor Chitresh Kumar, Professor Shomrita Chakraborty, and the students of EILM Kolkata, Mr. Indranil Das, Mr. Shayantan Majumdar, who will also sing in chorus. I invite all the dignitaries present today to join us on stage. For an auspicious beginning to today's proceedings, I request Sir and all the dignitaries to light the lamp and inaugurate today's conference.
Check, check. Hello. Check. ওই শান্ত স্যার কাছ থেকে এগুলো নে
Yeah, give me.
Yeah, come. Oh, she's getting covered.
No, she should be visible. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, hello everybody. I request everyone please rise, and those who can join, please join. It's a chorus in our own way. I'm doing first, and then I'm going to repeat. And when we repeat, all of us together. We try to repeat. Yeah, I'm doing first. Asia, 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 chariot of Asian sun enters the horizon, infusing the path of art with illumination. Chariot of Asian sun enters the horizon, infusing the path of art with illumination. Divine wisdom spreads in the minds and hearts. Divine wisdom spreads in the minds and hearts, realizing the blissful supreme Brahman within, realizing the blissful supreme Brahman within. Asia, 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 for the building of new one Asia, let's put our strength of brain and mind. Together we combine our strength of innovation, creative potentials and dreams. For the building of new one Asia, let's put our strength of brain and mind. Together we combine our strength of innovation, creative potentials and dreams into the reality of making finest products and services. Into the reality of making finest products and services. Asia, 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 Asia. We grow together endlessly. We grow continuously. We win the world. We grow together endlessly. We grow continuously. We win the world. Asia emerges on top of the globe. Integrated Asia holds hands of the people of the world. Asia emerges on top of the globe. Integrated Asia holds hand of the people of the world. Asia now all set to create. Asia now all set to create. Asia. New global man to make world free from poverty, illiteracy, ill health. New global man to make the world free from poverty,
illiteracy, ill
health. A new world of happiness, a world of harmony. A new world of happiness, a world of harmony. Asia, 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 Asia. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve
bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya.
Let all be happy and well. Asia cause rise. Let all be
Happy and well.
Asia cause rise tonight. Asia, 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 Asia. Asia, 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 Asia. Thank you all.
Nice composition, Professor Banerjee. Nice composition. And we were singing this extempore without any rehearsal. Hope we performed well.
What else you?
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We must now honor the host nations before we begin with our deliberations. I request you to please rise for the national anthem of Vietnam. The national anthem of Vietnam. Time to pay our respect to the national anthem of India.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all. Thank you. Professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee has been a pioneer in establishing ethics and values in management academics with special focus on Vedic spiritual thoughts. Sir is a prolific author, and his latest work has already received great critical acclaim. It's now time for the international book release for Gita, for Work and Life, Sir's latest release published by Routledge. It has already been celebrated widely since its release, and I request our dignitaries to please come on stage for the international release of Gita for Work and Life. I invite Professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee, sir, to please come on stage. I also request His Excellency Mr. Mahesh Chandgiri, Mr. Ho Thu Duen, Ms. Stella Laukewai, Professor Dr. Shri Kumar Chakravarti, Dr. Nithima Yuanyong, Professor Dr. R.K. Chauhan, Mr. Naresh Pachisia, Mr. Manish Tripathi, Professor Dr. Selvaraj Oyan Pillai, Dr. Major George, Dr. Do Ho Nguyen Lok, and Professor Dr. Ishi Chang to please join us on stage. Congratulations for that international release of that such a wonderful read. To keep pace with the evolving business industry, there is a need to collaborate with institutes that are progressive, dynamic, and enterprising. To that end, we shall now witness the historic signing of Memorandum of Understanding between University of Economics and Finance, UEF, Vietnam, and EILM Kolkata, a step that is surely going to strengthen ties and foster mutual growth. May I now request the dignitaries from both organizations to please come forward and take their places for the signing. I request Professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee, sir. Dr. Do Hu Nguyen Lok, Vice President, UEF. Mr. Ngo Min Hai, Vice President, UEF. Mr. Nguyen Kim Thua, Deputy Director, UEF. Dr. Major George, Dean, Faculty of Economics, UEF. Professor Shumon Kumar Don, EILM Kolkata. Dr. Jayanta Shaha, Head, Global Outreach, EILM Kolkata. And Dr. Shonchita Shaha, Lead, Global Outreach, EILM Kolkata, to please come on stage. This is such a moment of pride as University of Economics and Finance Vietnam and EILM Kolkata India join hands for academic and business partnerships. Congratulations. I now invite the Chairman and Director of EILM Kolkata and the ideator and convener of Asian Integration Initiative Series of Borderless Asia, Professor Dr. R.B. Banerjee, to deliver the theme address.
Good morning, everybody. Namaskar, namaste. Good morning to the respected dignitaries present here, all faculty colleagues from our institution, from different universities present here. I guess today we have here faculty, professors from 22 different universities of the world, from 13 countries. I offer my gratitude, respect for your kind presence here. Mr. Norishji Pasishia is present here. I was really, I felt very sorry when I heard that he, while coming here in order to keep his professional commitment, he admitted his son for a sudden illness to the hospital, came here, and he is trying to keep connection, keep contact. Even then, he is present here heartily. I offer my special gratitude to you, Norishji, and to all those who have traveled a lot. Some of you have traveled almost 2.5, 3 days to reach out here and have taken that much of pains to be here for a cause. Yes, the cause is very important. Human society has thought about and talked about many things until today. If you sincerely look at the developments of human society in the modern, pre-modern, medieval, and early historical age, you'll find a lot of initiatives have been there at the level of thoughts, and aspirations have been coined from many different parts of the world. More or less, I find a similarity in the call, in the aspirations. I find in the earliest literature of human world, the Rig Veda, a cry for humanity, urge for unity, fraternity, and equality. I find the same call in an intrinsic and empirical sense, both ways, when Lao Tse came up with the Book of Tao. I find that when Confucius came up with his thoughts of human emergence through personal excellence, developing the personal excellence for collective growth, that is a wonderful thought. Lord Buddha had spread the message of removing sufferings and pains from the minds and souls of human beings on earth, and his presence in the world had a remarkable change in the world. The Sufis in the medieval period, early medieval period, have spread their good wishes, wherein they have mentioned that the Supreme has to be connected with by the many. Al-Haq has to be connected with by the enough. The Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita from India has really squarely contributed to the ideas of well-being in the society at the individual level, in the collective level. Zen philosophy has actually contributed to the wellness, well-being through a kind of assimilative understanding and realization of the absolute in our life and the work. In the modern period, the Western scholars who have drawn heavily from Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, collectively they have gone for the goodness of human society. Plato's idea of the unique republic could not materialize, but it is such a remarkable, revolutionary idea that human society can aspire for at any point of time. When Sir Isaac Newton came up with the fundamentals of scientific principles, I quite often refer to the principles which are coined, principles 6, 7, 8, wherein you identify the dimensions of work and the connections between the intrinsics of yours, your mental frame, your levels of thought, and the kind of linearity to curvature that you can make in your life. Never get afraid by the curvatures. Linearity is a fact of life, but departure from linearity is again a fact of life. Poverty, illiteracy, and ill health is a departure from the linearity of human life. Human emergence have not really taken place in a linear scale. I offer my gratitude to Sir Isaac Newton for having identified the linearity as our objective in the scientific world. The modern technology, with the advent of and applications in a great way, the artificial intelligence, trying to identify artificiality to replace the lives. These have got a very great contribution. If there is a departure from linearity, then how to mend it and correct it to put people in the same linear fashion. In the Rig Vedas, there was a call given by the sages. It is almost 20,000 years back from now. Sam gachudvang, sam bodhudvang, sam vo manamsi janatam. And then again, samani vo akutihi samana, samani hridayani vaha. Identifying the equality or spirit of equality among individuals in the human society. And that was a call given that you alone can do miracle in the world. But sometimes you can do even better when you join hands with the next person. When your mind collates the things which are around, when your thoughts include, apart from yourself, others in the society and the world, when you find that you are indebted to the cosmic sources, you're getting infinite light from the point of your birth, you're getting infinite sources of air from the point of your birth, you're getting the support in your life for a continuation and maintenance of the life of the water. You're continuously getting the fire within the energy that's needed to make a person survive, grow, and move forward. You're getting everything. So you've got a marine indebtedness. Pancharine. How are you indebted? You are indebted to the sources, most of which are not clear to you, are not visible, tangible, and measurable, quantifiable in any way. So they are not materials. They are spirituals, They are spirit, they are in the consciousness, and therefore you have to consider them, identify them at the level of your consciousness. It's our human consciousness which can make many things happen and can, of course, create a lot of disasters. When for the first time, some time back, almost a decade back, I visited the Manhattan Project, I could not resist the tears from my eyes to come down. Seeing our scientific laboratory, a magnanimous thing, but it was used for the purpose and it had certain role. I'm not blaming the scientists who were actually put into the work to create the destructions, the agents of destructions. And the agents of destructions were thrown on the heads of people like you and me in a part of Asia. After such a long gap, people have consistently remembered them. I remember at my soul, and I find this is a erratic way of human behavior, needs a correction. I thought about writing organizational character. That's also long back in 1995. I wrote a Mother Leadership. Then I had published a series on organizational character to replace organizational behavior in management and industry. But the industry did not accept the thesis of character. Up to behavior, it's okay. The moment it comes to the character, it makes an elemental change in you. That is denied. I hope sometime will be there when the world will come to that. Asia has upheld so many different views. Guna Mindal, Kenichi Ome, they've thought about the aspects of unity from an economic angle, not the entire economic angle, a part of the economic angle called global trade and process. Kenichi had a view that, yes, if the global trade and process has to be unified, then that should be a larger canvas for human society to operate for. And the free trade and process can be thought about. There was a discussion between the head of state of India and Singapore almost 20 years ago in Singapore, wherein they had thought about the prospects of making the Asian region having a free flow of trade and commerce. Could not come up with some concrete ideas. When we had picked up the idea from the same place, Singapore, I thought that it's got a merit. If you have to do something for human society, you have to begin from somewhere. Please don't misunderstand me that I'm an Asian parochial. I'm not an Asian parochial. Yes, I am born in one part of the world. I belong to one continent of the world, but I believe to the core of my heart that I belong to the soil of Mother Earth. Like you and me, like everybody, like the crying soul of some corners of Africa. When Wilkinson was delivering the talk, 1987, it was very famous, and then 1992 also it was repeated. At the point of handover of Hong Kong to China from UK, he was presiding over the ceremony as a president of the World Bank. The remarkable, message that he conveyed to the people of the world, saying that the corporates of the world, if you don't take into account the prevalence of divisiveness, the prevalence of disharmony, the prevalence of poverty, ill health, and illiteracy of the world, still prevailing and likely to prevail for some more time to come. You will find a day will come when there will be a time bomb to explode before you. And that time bomb's time probably has arisen now. We need to do our remedy. It's not that it's our pleasure to try and unify the Asian region. It's not a pleasure initiative. It's our blood-burnt initiative. We feel every moment for the nations. We feel every moment for the people. We feel every moment for the people of Earth, irrespective of their identity, irrespective of the national jurisdiction, the religion, the color, the caste, the sect, the group, the identity in any way, in any form. God has gifted us with a lot of things. We are fortunate in having received the education, having got the capacity to move around, mix with people of the world at a large scale. I thank God for this opportunity that He has gifted me with, and many of you. Now we know that we need to give back. What can we give back? It's not just, seeding a plant, watering plant alone. Is about watering the lives. Watering the lives is a very important and very, very pressing requirement, need of the day. How do we water the lives? We have to begin from somewhere, as I have already mentioned. I thought that we'll begin with Asia. Then I tried to identify what are these elements which could be called Asianism. Barton Russell wrote about the concept of man. And in the concept of man, he had included, I'm a lover of some of the most important global literature. When I found that, yes, Russell has included some of the points which I find echoing in War and Peace of Tolstoy. I found the discussion in the War and Peace wherein the person who has faced the disaster of life is making a point. When do I see the light? Can you tell me where is the light available? Can I see the light? I want to see the light of life. The light of life is missing. I'm unable to see the light of life. Russell writes, there are people who are crying. There are people on earth who deserve the support, hand-holding, nurturing, and extension of hands of cooperation from somewhere in the world. Yes, it was there, identified. The traveler was traveling in the forest, in the deep woods, and the traveler finds suddenly the roads are lost, the ways are not available before. What do I do? Then press to the light, saying, "Oh light, show me the light. You are the light, you show me the light. I pray to you to be gracious to me, to show me the light." All of a sudden, the traveler gets the light dropping down, emerging from the infinite sky, and the light says, "Oh yes, don't worry, I'm here. Rise on the vehicle of light. The chariot of light will take you to the realm of peace. You will have that Shanti." The sages had said, Om Shanti. You have to have that Shanti in your life. If you can spread Shanti to others, the peace and poise to others, you will find your Shanti is ensured. Peace and poise of yours is ensured. Asia requires to nurture the values which are mutually carved out, mutually practiced, are there in the blood of Asians, and I believe it's there in the blood of human being on earth, that the mutuality, joining hands with each other for the mutual growth without annihilating any other factors in this universe, that is the basic seeding factor in Asianism. Asianism is not just collectivism. Asianism is coining our emergence, our new emergence. That's why we have said that new emergence. The new emergence, I call it a new humanity. When you come out of your own shells of selfish identity, you become a new human person. I wish and I request and I urge you upon the people of earth, I request you to come out of your own personal domain and become a man on earth, become a person on earth, and behave like a true man on earth by offering your own shanti to others, by seeing that others can do this. Asian Integration Forum has been visualized, and I find that an institutional agenda is required. We will do our best to make it move forward, and the next generation of youthful energies should come forward and take it forward to see that the Asianism is not only mentioned, it's just established. We are trying to have the African souls also joining and connecting with us. We have a lot of friends in Western region, in European region, and in the North American region. I urge my friends and I request you all to urge upon your friends across the globe to join hands to develop a new world. Our new world has to born. Our new world has to born with new humanity, with a new identity, with an identity where you are not considering yourself alone and yourself to be benefited alone from the living in the world, but you have got a lot of other people to take care of. Thank you very much for taking your, this much of time out of your busy schedule of all of you. And once again, very specially, I convey my gratitude to Nareshji Patricia, the President of Bharat Chamber of Commerce, and for, defeating his personal difficulty. He has made it happen. My gratitude to Nareshji. My respect, gratitude to all the dignified, souls present here. I wish that this Asian Integration Forum sees the light of the day in the right form, in the right nature, in the right way. And with your collective support, with the support of all of you, the educationists of the world, you are the pathfinder. It's said that you provide the Gyananjana Shalakaya, meaning you provide the illumination and the factors of illumination to the people of the world. You please provide that and make the world a new world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for such an inspiring address, sir. It is our great honor to have with us His Excellency Mr. Mahesh Chandgiri, Consulate General of India, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. I request sir to now please come on stage and deliver the first keynote address.
Namaste, Xin Chào, and good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, organizers, scholars, participants. It is an honor and privilege to attend this august gathering of experts and scholars attending the sixth chapter of the Asian Integration Initiatives series of Borderless Asia. On behalf of the Consulate General of India, I express my deep appreciation to Professor R.P. Banerjee and his team and other organizers for organizing such a wonderful conference, and would like to thank them for inviting the Consulate General of India to be part of this important event on redefining Asia's place in the global landscape. The theme of the conference, Environment, Technology, Work, Life and Transactions, the Asian focus for global emergence, aptly brings into sharp focus the interconnected forces shaping our shared future. The idea of an integrated or borderless Asia is not new. It is in fact as old as the continent itself. Long before the modern borders, trade routes and technologies, Asia was bound together by shared civilizations, philosophies and flows of people and ideas. However, the vision of a borderless Asia is not a dream of erasing boundaries, but of transcending them, of creating a continent where borders no longer divide opportunity, innovation, or humanity. It is a call to reimagine Asia not as a collection of separate nations, but as a connected civilization bound by shared histories, aspirations, and responsibilities. Today, as we enter the digital age, the notion of borderless Asia is being revived and redefined. Economic corridors, regional trade agreements, and digital networks are making it possible for ideas, services, and transactions to flow across borders at unprecedented speed. Platforms like ASEAN, BIMSTEC, and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership RCEP represent steps toward an Asia that functions as a seamless ecosystem of growth and innovation. Over the last few years, Asia has emerged as the global powerhouse. Asia's global emergence may be attributed to regional cooperation, interconnectivity, and interdependence. Today, Asia is home to some of the world's fastest growing economies and has developed into a technological and innovation hub. When we speak of Asia's emergence on the global stage, India stands as one of its central pillars, a nation whose growth, innovation, and values are shaping not only the regional landscape but also the future trajectory of global development. India's story is the story of resilience and reinvention. In recent years, the country has demonstrated how a diverse democracy anchored in human capital and driven by technology can become a force for both economic dynamism and inclusive growth. When it comes to environment, India has placed sustainability at the heart of its development strategy. From ambitious commitments under the Paris Agreement to becoming one of the world's largest producers of renewable energy, India is showing that economic expansion and environmental responsibility can coexist. Initiatives like the International Solar Alliance, co-founded by India, symbolize the nation's vision to make clean energy accessible and affordable, not just for itself, but for the entire global south. India's message to Asia and the world is clear. Sustainability is not an obstacle to growth. It is its foundation. On technology front, it may be said that India's technological rise is one of the defining narratives of modern Asia. Through the Digital India mission, the country has created an inclusive digital infrastructure that connects more than 1 billion citizens. India's remarkable achievements in AI innovation, biotechnology, space, and renewable energy have made India not just a participant in the fourth industrial revolution, but a driver of it. With its young and skilled population, India holds the potential to become the workforce hub of the world. Through initiatives like Skill India and Make in India, India's workforce is increasingly becoming diverse and dynamic, equally capable in high-tech innovation centers and rural enterprises. The nation is equipping millions of young people with the capabilities which reflects a broader Asian transformation toward inclusive, knowledge-based economies. India's development philosophy has always placed human welfare at its center. Programs focusing on affordable housing, healthcare access, sanitation, and financial inclusion have brought tangible improvements to millions of lives. India considers that progress must not only be measured by GDP, but by the quality of human life and the dignity of communities. India's leadership in regional and global trade partnerships, from the Bay of Bengal initiative BIMSTEC to the India-ASEAN frameworks, strengthens Asia's economic integration. In fintech, India's UPI and digital payment systems are already serving as models for regional interoperability, illustrating how digital transactions can become engines of both prosperity and inclusion. India's role in emerging Asia is not merely as a participant, but as a partner and pathfinder. Its commitment to sustainability, innovation, and human-centered growth makes it a bridge between tradition and transformation, between Asia's past and its future. Before concluding my remarks, I would like to state that Asia's story is not only about catching up, it is about setting the pace. The integration we seek is not merely economic, but holistic. An integration of environmental responsibility, technological innovation, dignified work, enriched life, and equitable transactions. Of course, the path toward an integrated Asia is not without obstacles. From political divisions and economic disparities to digital divides and environmental pressures. But integration does not mean uniformity. It means building bridges of cooperation that respect sovereignty while promoting shared prosperity. To achieve this goal, we must commit to inclusive growth, mutual respect, and sustainable development, ensuring that the benefits of connectivity reach every community and nation. In an era defined by fragmentation elsewhere, Asia's greatest contribution to the world can be its unity without uniformity, a model of collaboration where nations grow together, not apart. Let's make the best use of this conference and exchange our views about building an Asia that is resilient, inclusive, and forward-looking. Dhanyavad. Sin, come on. Thank you.
We are setting the pace indeed, sir. Thank you so much. It is our privilege to have with us Mr. Ho Thu Duen, Vice Director of the Southern Center for Education and Training Development at the Ministry of Education and Training Office, Vietnam. May I request sir to please address the audience.
Kính thưa quý vị đại biểu, kính thưa các nhà khoa học, các nhà giáo dục, các vị khách quý đến từ các quốc gia. Trước hết, tôi xin gửi lời chào mừng nồng nhiệt nhất đến tất cả quý vị đại biểu đã có mặt tại hội nghị quốc tế ngày hôm nay. Đây là một sự kiện học thuật và văn hóa đặc biệt, đánh dấu bước tiến quan trọng trong tiến trình hội nhập giáo dục khu vực châu Á. Thay mặt Bộ Giáo dục và Đào tạo Việt Nam, tôi xin gửi lời chúc mừng đến ban tổ chức hội nghị, đặc biệt là khoa kinh tế Trường Đại học Kinh tế Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh (UAF) cùng các đối tác quốc tế như trường Kolkata của Ấn Độ, Đại học và Cao đẳng Segi của Malaysia, Đại học Bangsa Kitegan của Indonesia đã phối hợp tổ chức thành công sự kiện ngày hôm nay. Hội nghị ngày hôm nay không chỉ là nơi quy tụ tri thức mà còn là không gian kết nối giữa các nền văn hóa, giữa các nhà khoa học và nhà giáo dục từ nhiều quốc gia. Chủ đề của hội nghị là môi trường, công nghệ, việc làm, đời sống và giao dịch, phản ánh đúng những thách thức và cơ hội khu vực châu Á đang đối mặt trong tiến trình toàn cầu hóa. Tôi đặc biệt đánh giá cao sáng kiến chuỗi hội nhập châu Á không biên giới do giáo sư tiến sĩ Banjani khởi xướng, và đây là minh chứng cho tinh thần hợp tác sáng tạo, phát triển bền vững trong giáo dục. Bộ Giáo dục và Đào tạo Việt Nam luôn ủng hộ và khuyến khích các hoạt động hợp tác quốc tế trong lĩnh vực giáo dục và đào tạo, đặc biệt là những sáng kiến mang tính kết nối khu vực như hội nghị hôm nay. Một lần nữa, xin kính chúc hội nghị thành công tốt đẹp, chúc quý vị đại biểu có những phiên thảo luận hiệu quả, có những kết nối ý nghĩa và những trải nghiệm văn hóa đáng nhớ tại Việt Nam. Xin trân trọng cảm ơn.
Thank you so much, sir. We do speak the same language at heart. It gives me immense pleasure to now invite on stage Dr. Do Ho Nguyen Loc, Vice President, UEF, Vietnam.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Ho Chi Minh City University of Economics and Finance, and also one of the three supporting unit of the conference today, I'm very pleased to welcome all the delegates, scientists, professors, academic, and leading universities around the world from different countries in the world to join our international conference today in Ho Chi Minh City. First of all, let me send my special thanks to Professor Dr. Baniji, the chairman and directors of EIIM Kolkata, India, the main architect of today's event. I also like to send my special thanks to Mr. Manesh Chanjuri, the Consulate General of India in Ho Chi Minh City. And of course, Mr. Ho Như Duyên, the representative of Vietnam Ministry of Education in the south of Vietnam, who has continuously supporting UAF and also our international activity. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are all from different countries in the world. As I say, Indonesia, Malaysia, of course India, the main organizer of this event, Russia, Singapore, different countries in the world, we gather here to join the international conference. And I think that the topic today is environment, technology, work, life, and transaction, the Asian focus for global emergence. We heard the term globalization and internationalization everywhere in the world. And I believe that internationalization and globalization has become a mantra in the world of higher education. So I believe that different universities and institutions in the world today, we have the same mission, that we came here because we all committed to building an international environment, an international university, where our students can be equipped with with necessary skill to become successful global citizen in a global workplace. And I also believe that one of a very clear example of globalization is what we're doing today, the international conference. We promote, we exchange ideas, knowledge, sharing knowledge, ideas, and gather friends around the world. So today we also have a friend also shares about the meanings of this event, and also for research and other academic activity. So once again, I just want to say thank you and congratulations on this conference. I strongly believe that with this organization, we all come here with one mission, and I believe that it's not just one-time event, and through this scientific conference, we can make friends, exchange ideas, knowledge, and expand our international network. So once again, I'd like to extend my warm welcome to all of you, international friends, to come to this event. And I hope everyone will have a great time sharing ideas, exchanging knowledge, and most importantly, become friends in the international arena. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a very special, momentous occasion, really. The unveiling of the logo of Ramaprasad Global University, RPGU. This logo is not just a symbol, it represents a vision, a commitment, and the spirit of excellence that the university stands for. May I now request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly come forward for the unveiling. I request our dignitaries to please come on stage for the unveiling of the logo of RPGU, Ramaprasad Global University. Let us once again put our hands together to celebrate this landmark moment. The emblem of Ramaprasad Global University, a symbol of excellence, unity, and vision. It gives me immense pleasure to now invite Mr. Naresh Pachisia, President, Bharat Chamber of Commerce, who despite his personal difficulties is here with us to share his insights. Sir, we warmly welcome you on stage.
Dignitaries from across Asia and beyond, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for all of us at Bharat Chamber of Commerce to be an industry partner at this international conference and share our perspectives as we celebrate our 125th anniversary this year. The efforts of Eastern Institute for Integrated Learning and Management, EIILM Kolkata, one of our esteemed members at Bharat Chamber, to align academic learning with real-world business needs truly resonate with the objectives of industry and commerce today. The thought of borderless Asia is noble, reflective, and visionary. I am proud to be here as a representative of India because the concept of borderless Asia is integral to India's culture and history. The world's largest Hindu temple is not in India, but in Cambodia, Angkor Wat. Ram is as much integral to Thailand as it is to India. One of the most ancient surviving Hanuman temple is in Bali, Indonesia. Buddhism originated in India, but is practiced more across Asia. About 2,000 years back, this concept of borderless Asia again evolved in India. Our ancestors had linked India's eastern ports with the ancient Siam, now Thailand, Kambuj, the modern-day Cambodia, and Swarnabhumi, or the land of gold in Sanskrit, generally identified with the coastal areas of lower Myanmar and the Malay Peninsula. Archaeological findings at Tamralipta, now Tamluk in Bengal, Palur at the coast, Odisha coast, and Arikamedu, Puducherry, bear testimony to India's extensive seafaring enterprise. For these voyages, twin ships crafted by blinding planks with coir ropes instead of nails were used. From this historical studies of Indian economy, Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal, Member Economic Advisory Council of the Prime Minister of India, has found the details of this maritime wonder. A replica of such a ship is being reconstructed at one of India's naval dockyards under his guidance. This model will symbolize India's ancient maritime technological skills in establishing cross-Asian connectivity. The long tradition of cultural and commercial exchange laid the foundation for India's natural engagement with East and Southeast Asia. In modern times, India's Act East policy was conceived with the same spirit of openness and partnership to connect India's eastern corridors with the dynamic economies of BIMSTEC and the ASEAN region. The policy continues to embody India's commitment to an open, stable, and cooperative Indo-Pacific. India is making rapid strides in space technology, advanced semiconductors, defense, renewable energy, railways, just to name a few. All of this is available for our friends in Asia. Because the government of India does not wish to work in isolation. We need to work together to transform the manufacturing and service industries across the region from labor cost advantages to technology-driven productivity, environmental responsibility, and value addition. Cross-Asian cooperation in innovation can redefine global value chains. The challenge lies in harmonizing standards, reducing non-tariff barriers, and enabling cross-border investments in renewable energy, green logistics, and digital infrastructure that supports sustainable industrial growth. Before I conclude, I wish to inform all of you that our chamber, Bharat Chamber, believes in building sustainable bilateral relationships. We have established the Africa desk at our premises. The proposal for a reciprocal Vietnam desk is in advanced stage of implementation. We would therefore like to build similar linkages with our counterparts in other countries in Asia to strengthen the concept of Asian focus for global emergence. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I now request Ms. Stella Laukewai, Managing Director, SEG University and Colleges, Malaysia, to please come on stage and address the audience.
Thank you, Professor Banerjee. Esteemed leaders, good morning. This theme that we have today of integration of Borderless speaks very well to all of us. And I would speak maybe, especially to the women, that integration is really no stranger to us, is it? Years ago, we first heard of this term, I don't know whether people still talk about it, of work-life balance. But work-life balance, the words itself seem to suggest that these are two separate entities and we need to balance it. They are not one, definitely not integrated. Let me share a personal story. Many years ago. At the age of 23, I first entered the workforce. At the age of 24, I got married. At the age of 25, I had my first child. I was balancing, or trying to find a balance between work and life. But that suggests that in order to do well in work, my life would suffer. In order to do well in life, my work might suffer. So to me, that was a question of equilibrium, which I didn't do very well. By the age of 29, I had 2 children. I was living in Borneo. I had a pretty tough focus in work because I was managing the whole of East Malaysia's. I was working in an insurance company, multinational company, not yet in education. And that was tough. By the age of 32, I had 3 children. And well, it was even tougher. But by the age of 29, because I had complete burnout, I chose to retire. You might never have heard of it, but I retired at 29, thinking that there's no way I could do well in both, and I had to choose one, and it was life. So I found the secret accidentally. I'd like to share this with you, because when I took some time off and thought about where I wanted to head in life, And I thought, surely there must be a way where I can integrate everything. And I found it by accident. So I share this with you. The guiding principles are just mainly three. The first one, find your core purpose. And I found my purpose in education also by accident because I saw a job advertisement, I went into it. And then I found that my values, the values of education all align. I could do well in something. And the key is not the second thing that I found, apart from purpose. The second thing I found was not time management. It was energy management. I found that if I surround myself with things, with people that I love working, they gave me energy. And I gave them energy as well. And that drove that integration so well. I would say to myself that I must end my day with more energy than when I start that day. And so I was lecturing. I would make sure that I gave energy into every classroom that I entered. And when I did that, I got back energy. And so when I went home, I didn't feel burnt out. I didn't feel that I had to unleash it on my children. And it was very seamless. It didn't require effort. And so the third thing that I found out, that it wasn't about balancing anymore. It was about flow. It was about getting everything to work together. And I think we could do this. When we talked today, and there was another factor that came in, Prof. Banerjee, this was about technology. And again, it doesn't require balance. It doesn't require us to find out whether now should we invest in people or should we invest in technology. I say both. Because we use technology not to enslave ourselves, but to empower ourselves. Let it rise us up to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for such an inspiring address. I now welcome Dr. Taufiqullah M. Hum, Head, ADRI, Central Java, Indonesia, Rector of Universitas Pancasakti Tegal, UPS, Indonesia. Sir will deliver his address virtually.
Organizers, esteemed colleagues, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Universitas Pancasakti Tegal, Indonesia, I am deeply honored to join you as a special guest at this international conference on environment, technology, work life, and transactions, the Asian Focus for Global Emergence, held in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam today. Allow me first to express our sincere appreciation to Professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee, Chairman and Director of EIILM Kolkata, India, whose vision and leadership have made the sixth chapter of the Asian Integration Initiative, Borderless Asia, possible. Your dedication, Professor Banerjee, has united leaders from more than 15 countries under one shared purpose: to build a borderless academic and cultural synergy for a sustainable future. Since 2016, your journey across Thailand, Singapore, India, Thailand again, and Malaysia has built not only a network of scholars, but a community of ideas that continues to strengthen Asia's collaborative spirit. Our team today is as ambitious as it is necessary. Across Asia, the interdependence of environment, technology, work, life, and transactions is reshaping our society's growth and how our institutions serve. Technological breakthroughs have accelerated productivity and connectivity, yet they also compel us to reimagine jobs, reskill talents, and preserve the dignity of human work. Environmental challenges, from climate volatility to resource scarcity, remind us that progress must be both fast and fair. both innovative and inclusive. For universities, this moment is a call to leadership. We must cultivate graduates who are not only employable, but ennobled. Individuals who can translate science into solutions, innovation into inclusions, and commerce into community value. We must invest in research that unites green transactions with digital transformations and policy with empathy. In short, education must serve not only intellect, but integrity. At Universitas Pancasakti Tegal, our response to this call is embodied in our guiding spirit: innovative, adaptive, global. Innovative because innovation allows us to bridge heritage and modernity, to transform local wisdom into global insight. Adaptive because adaptability empowers us to navigate uncertainty with resilience and relevance. Global because our vision transcends borders, nurturing collaboration and celebrates diversity and shared humanity. This principle guides our commitment through innovative teaching, adaptive partnerships, and global collaborations. UPS Tegal strives to build a generation of learners who are bold in imaginations, humble in execution, and rooted in compassion. As we look ahead, may this conference strengthen our bonds of partnership and mutual understanding. Let it remind us that progress is best achieved not in isolations, but through collaborations between institutions, between nations, and among all who share the visions of a sustainable and inclusive Asia. Together, through trust and cooperation, we can share ideas into lasting impact and build a future that uplifts us all. Thank you very much, and may this conference be impactful for all.
We convey our gratitude to Dr. Taufiqullah. Thank you, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to now invite on stage Professor Dr. Sri Kumar Chakravarti, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Research and Innovation, Segi University in Colleges, Malaysia.
Respected Prof. Banerjee, respected members of the High Commission, dignitaries in the front row, respected faculty members from EIILM Kolkata who are now good friends over the years, and dear students. As my keynote speech today, I am going to talk about the Creator. Do you all believe in the Creator? Is there anybody who does not believe in a Creator? Raise your hands. So everybody believes that we have been created by a Creator. Ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, the Hubble telescope took a few snapshots of a huge cluster of bodies in space, which stretched from one end to the other for 13 million light years. Just imagine, 13 million light years is unimaginable. And this huge cluster kept creating thousands and thousands of stars, forming galaxies. This was called as the pillars of creation. What happened to the galaxies that were formed? They formed a line of bodies which were released into the universe. And this was called as the cosmic wine. V-I-N-E, not W-I-N-E. So ladies and gentlemen, science has proved who the Creator is. And all these 20,000 years, we have imagined the Creator. It also has proved that the universe is borderless. Now, the reason I tell you now this is because from the borderless universe, we come down to the world where a few years ago, Prof. Banerjee explained the concept of borderless Asia. At that time when he told me, I immediately went to Google Maps, searched the borders of Asia. What he meant as borderless Asia is not in terms of Google Maps or geography, but in terms of business, education, research, and healthcare. We go beyond borders. This is not just now, as Prof had said a couple of speeches earlier. It has been there in the past as well. How many of you here have subscribed to Netflix? A show of hands? Just about 10. All the others study every day. For those who subscribe Netflix, are you aware that there is an 18-episode TV show called Kurukshetra? Ah, wonderful, you've seen it. For those of you who watch this TV show, you may realize that there are numerous battle formations like Chakra view, Chandra view, Makara view, Mandala view. There are 35 such battle formations during the 18 days war of the Mahabharata. This was 3,000 years ago. But at that time itself, we were borderless because Rome 1,000 years ago had 35 battle formations by their Roman legions during their battle. Was there any WhatsApp between Rome and India? No. Was there any newspapers between then and here? No internet. But battle formations were there similar at that time. That is borderlessness right from 4,000 years ago. And that borderlessness still exists now. And as I said, in education, research, all this is possible because I come to the next part. I started with the Creator. I went on to Rome and the past. Now I come to the next part. All this is possible because battles take place with teamwork and leaders. And all of you face battles in future. Now as students you are friends. But after your final year, when you apply for jobs, you are battling with each other as competitors. To win battles, you need to be a team, and teamwork leads a leader. So to win these battles, Chakravyu, all the battle formations in Rome and in the prehistoric era, they needed teamwork and team leaders. So dear students, tomorrow when you start your battle, life is a battle. When you start your battle, remember that you have to be either a team member or a leader. And whatever I had said now is part of your curriculum in your bachelor's in business and MBA, global leadership. And it's no use reading these in your subjects and writing them as exam questions. You have to be team leaders and team players. I finish with this small statement about Navy SEALs. How many of you here have heard of Navy SEALs? Raise your hands. Navy SEALs are among the most elite military forces in the world. And if you watch movies, all Navy SEALs are huge, flexing muscles with tattoos all over, but in real life, they're all puny people who are successful because they work together as a team. And they elect their own leader. And when they were interviewed, they said, we succeed not because of strength, but because of cleverness, because of following our leader and teamwork. So dear students, tomorrow you will start off as a team player and very soon you will become a leader. And remember, there is no leader without a team, no team without a leader. So respect each other. We hope to see you as successful leaders in the world, just as we hope to see you all in your successful presentations in the afternoon session today. Thank you very much.
Inspiring as always. Thank you, Dr. Chakravarti. It is now my honor to request Mr. Manish Tripathi, Director and CEO, Marble Rocks VCC Fund, Singapore, to now address the audience.
Namaskar, good morning. My name is Manish Tripathi. Respected Professor Banerjee, Honored Consul Changiri sir, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is the 6th time, as I said yesterday, Professor Saab, I've been privileged to be associated with you on this forum for the past so many years. And I was wondering, how do I say, I feel like a misfit. I am not from the education side. I do represent the Chamber of Commerce in Singapore as a director. I am also, as I said yesterday, a chairperson of ESG, Enterprise Singapore, SME Center. But I quote Newton. I'm also a huge fan of Newton and Einstein quotes. And he said, if you want to wish to see further, stand on the shoulders of giants. And for me, Professor Saab, it's very apt that we through you see the world in a different light. And I was finding a simile. By the way, I run a private equity fund. I'm more of a technologist who creates value. I'm from the AI blockchain side. And I was thinking, how do I fit in? And then I realized, if I cite an example of goddess Lakshmi, people who know this, Lakshmi ji is the goddess of wealth and prosperity. And she has been a companion and wife of none other than the creator of the universe, as we say in Hinduism, Lord Vishnu. And she took 2 more avatars. As when Ram came as avatar, she was Sita and Rukmani with Krishna ji. So Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, is always a companion of the creator. So I think in a humble way, we who have wealth, we do private equity, we do investments, we are a companion, sir, for people who want to create. And who else other than educationists and institutes can create talent and wealth? So I again say, which I said yesterday night, we'll be very happy to see how we can work with, collaborate, and be a companion by a financial means with anybody who wants to work with us. Sir, you have done a wonderful event again, and the theme today is so apt. Environment, technology, work, life, and transactions. We stand at a crossroad. Let me talk about transactions. Every keystroke, every button we press today, let it be an LLM, large learning module, or your mobile phone, or a laptop, is creating pollution. Every keystroke consumes power. Power comes from a grid. Grid comes from maybe renewable energy or conventional energy sources. So just to give you the context in what kind of a world we live in, all the data centers in the world, just the data centers, consume more power than the whole of United Kingdom. Just the data centers. Second context, one large learning module, when it is developed and when it works, you go into ChatGPT, ask one question, and LLM gets activated. One LLM consumes the power of 4 vehicles in their entire lifetime. That's the kind of power it consumes through supercomputers, SANs, data centers. Are we saying we don't need that? We do need that. So what's the balance? I don't have an answer. I don't have the stripes or the skills to answer this, but we learn from people standing on the shoulders of giants. The best way is to first convert energy into sustainable energy. And Prime Minister Modi of India has started that International Solar Alliance. So what he has said in a speech was very inspiring to me. Certain countries are blessed with solar energy between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. If I remember right, 22.5 degrees above equator and below equator. The sunrise has the maximum power. And these countries which are in between this belt should create renewable energy, which should finally drive the AI and the innovations. And as they say, if you understand a theme well, you can explain it very simplistically. And that man has explained it very simplistically. This belt, which has the blessing of solar energy, as say, Surya Devta ki krapa jinke upar hai, they should create solar energy to drive innovation. I mean, that's a simplistic answer. Let me move to the other part, where the work-life balance. I think I learned something very new today, ma'am, in your speech. I will not try to manage my time, I'd like to try and manage my energy. Well, that was amazing, that's very powerful. And surround yourself with people who give you positive energy back. So I don't need to speak more on that. Work-life balance is one of the mantras we got. In summary, to this point, we do need innovation, we do need AI, we do need blockchain, but we do need to think, what kind of world are we going to leave behind? And I'll give you a small analogy. I was blessed with a grandchild, and it struck me, she had some rashes. And it struck me that when she becomes, say, 50 years, and when I am what my age today, will she live in the same world which I'm living in? And I shudder to think, that's the context we should think about ourselves. When you see your children and your grandchildren, and fast forward 50 years, I shudder to think what kind of world we will leave behind if we don't act now. But another positive point, when COVID, there was lockdown for 2 years, Mother Earth healed herself. I'm sure you all remember the videos where the water is absolutely clean, the animals have started roaming around, they started coming into even the townships, the borderline townships. So the Mother Nature has a power to heal. Will we ever give her a chance to heal? So this is the thought on that. Sir, again, absolute congratulations for launching Towards Life. And Mrs. Banerjee, wherever you are, this is a great initiative. I learned 2 more things. There's a first quote there by Swami Vivekananda, and which says, Daridra Deva Bhava, and I'm going to change a little bit. It says Murkha, but I'll say Ashikshit Deva Bhava. I'm in no way to change that, but for the audience. Daridra Deva Bhava, Ashikshit Deva Bhava. What it is saying, Swami Vivekananda is saying in a very powerful shloka, is make the underprivileged and uneducated your God. And that is the biggest form of religion. Thanks for putting that here, sir. It's an amazing thing, because I'm not trying to criticize any other civilization, but before this, my slogan was, I can't suffer fools. I would say that very often, because when I was surrounded with people who were not able to get me in my work life, and we are all, finance guys are very, very impatient, right? Cannot suffer fools. But now my thinking has changed today. If I make them my God, I'll try to change them. I don't need to suffer them. So once again, standing on the shoulder of giants. And the last one is Dalai Lama's statement here, which says, happiness is the biggest form of health. So the last part, transactions and the work-life balance, I think happiness lies within ourselves. We learn from people who we meet. I had some wonderful interactions yesterday during the dinner. 6 years I've met a lot of very good people, and I stand here and completely commit myself towards life, Professor and Mrs. Banerjee. And with that, I'll end my speech. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. It's my privilege to now invite on stage Professor Dr. Selvaraj Oyen Pillai, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Vice President, Twin Tech International University College of Technology, Malaysia.
Professor Banerjee, thank you very much for inviting me to be here in this fantastic event. Of course, not forgetting Dr. Jayanta and Shusmita for continually keeping in touch what's happening on EILM. Thank you very much for all your support and all that. Honestly, Prof, when I came here, I came with a different mindset. You know, after listening to all the esteemed speakers last evening, beginning from your speech with all the learneds, the essence of the takeaway, when I went back home, when I went back to the room, it changed my mindset. Totally changed. You know, I came here to speak on technology and transaction. But today, now, I'm going to change totally a different concept. I'm a trained scientist in the area of biotechnology and genetics. I'm a strong believer in heterogeneity. Everything is heterogeneous. Improve the species, enhance the productivity, enhance that. After yesterday's dinner, everything is homogeneous. Everything is homogeneous. So I think we have to have both the world, but more relevant now in today's world is homogeneous, equality. So I'm going to speak on that note. Prof. Sri, you spoke about 4,000, 5,000 years ago, which is very relevant, aptly relevant. You know, it touches everyone's heart. What has happened in the past, we still bring it here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you, last week, something very important happened in ASEAN. We had the ASEAN Kuala Lumpur Summit. With the theme, sustainability and inclusivity. That was the whole deliberation on for the last 3 days. I happened to be in one of the series, in one of the sessions. And after listening to all of you this morning and yesterday, wow, we are talking the same language. And Prof, you know what? You thought of it 2016. And today the leaders are talking about it today. You are far, far ahead, Prof. You have thought of this. This is what we should be doing. On that essence, I woke up this morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, to change the whole discussion, and I prepared 5 slides. Can I have the slides, please? No, it was okay, don't worry. I just highlight 4 important points which I picked up from the ASEAN Summit and how relevant it is to the ASEAN today's event. Now, the theme on today's conference is basically on environment, technology, work, life, transaction. We're talking about the Asian focus for global emergence. Last week and today, let me just pick up 4 elements. Environment and sustainability. The ASEAN Summit core theme of sustainability and discussions on green finance, sustainable investment, and energy transition, directly aligned with your integration forum that is also focused on environment. So we're talking about environment, they spoke about environment. The goal is to realign humanity with natural earth systems as constantly advocated by you, Prof. You talk about humanity, you must relate everything to humanity. 2 was on technology and transactions. Many of us here at this conference will agree with me that robotics, machine learning, IoT, big data, AI, cryptocurrencies, and digitalization of systems, transaction and processes as disruptive forces. Even though they do good, but we still believe they're disruptive forces. The ASEAN Summit outcomes directly addresses this through the finalization of the ASEAN Trade in Goods and Agreement, or the ATIGA, and the ASEAN-China Free Trade Agreement, AFTA, and the advancement of ASEAN Digital Economic Framework Agreement, DEFA. So they discussed intensively everything for over 2 days, but Prof, you were talking about it since 2016. This is very much in line with this conference, emphasizing on technology and transaction, which focuses on digital governance and trade digitalization. on work and life. We're talking about homogeneity. I'm a man who believes in heterogeneity, and today I am saying that we must advocate homogeneity, homogeneous or people-centered society. It's very important and very relevant to today's world. The conference called for Asia and the world we live in to lead in creating a homogeneous society based on equality, fraternity, and freedom, which requires looking at the functional, social, and economic angles of work and life. As just pointed out by Madam just now, balancing life. The ASEAN Summit emphasized more on people-centered approach, bridging the development gaps, empowering vulnerable populations, that is the micro, small, medium entrepreneurs, on work and their economic life. We want to give them equal opportunities, all of them, which is institutionalized reflection of ASEAN Integration Forum by Professor Banerjee. You've been talking about it, you still continue talking about it, you are driven by passion. This is what it's all there. Finally, on Asian focus on global emergence. This is important. Both forums, the ASEAN Summit and today's conference, we speak on the same agenda. Overarching goal of positioning Asia as a leading force. The conference calls for ASEAN economies to join hands to create a homogeneity and collective force for a sustainable and winning business proposition to have their voices heard globally. Well, this is what I want to represent, you know? But then I changed my mind this morning, 5 in the morning. I changed the whole thing. Can I have the next slide? Next. This is the first one I taught on, the environment and sustainability. The next one. I just spoke of this. The next one. Work and life. The next one. This is what I'm saying. On the other hand, the ASEAN Summit also stressed on strengthening relations with partners like the US, Japan, India, and trying to work toward reinforcing ASEAN. That means they feel that they have to work with ASEAN. There's no choice. We are the strength to be reckoned with. So, a clear expression of ASEAN's desired global emergence as to today's conference agenda. That's what we are saying, Prof. And that's what the whole world is looking at us now. Asia, the way we move forward. Next slide, please. The key insight, the takeaway, I believe, the outcome of both the ASEAN Summit, particularly in the area of sustainability, environment, digital economy, and technology, asserting regional centrality, economic integration, shows a strong degree of adherence and alignment with the core forward-looking themes presented by this conference by you, Prof. Both platforms converge on the critical drivers for Asia's role in the 21st century. So, we are right. We speak about borderless Asia. We are in the right track. It's just that we were ahead, much ahead than the political leaders. On this note, thank you very much, Prof. Prof, we are with you. Thank you.
Homogeneity it is then. Thank you, sir. We have now come to a very special moment, the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Twintech International University College of Technology in Malaysia and EILM Kolkata, India, which marks the beginning of a promising collaboration for a shared vision of academic excellence, and global business. I would like to call on stage Professor Dr. R.P. Banerjee, sir, Professor Dr. Selvarajoyan Pillai, Mr. Naresh Pachisia, Honorary Consul Mahesh Giri, Dr. Jayanta Shah, and Dr. Sanchita Shah on stage, please.